Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another episode of delicious cooking. Today I'll be showing you guys how I made this delicious snail and cow head stew. If this is your first time you're coming across this channel, you're so much welcome to my channel. Keep watching for this recipe. So guys, here I have couple of peppers, colors peppered, four colors: green, orange, yellow, and the red one, and some tomatoes as well. And I've got half medium onions and two scotch bonnet pepper, and I'll also be adding ginger and garlic. Okay, so these are all the stuff, vegetables that I have. I'll go ahead and wash everything and blend them up together. So here I have to remove everything inside of it. Okay, so I'll remove all the seeds because I don't need that. All right, after that I'll go ahead and chop everything into little pieces to enable the blender to blend properly, and I'll wash them up and I will drain everything out. Then the tomatoes I'll be cutting, because you don't want to cut the tomatoes and then wash them. You have to wash before you cut it, right? So once I'm done cutting the tomatoes, I'll go ahead and pour everything inside my blender, adding the onions, scotch bonnet pepper, and ginger and garlic. Everything goes inside the blender at once, and I'll blend everything up without adding any water. So I added the tomatoes first at the bottom to enable the blender to get water from the tomatoes. Okay, so once they are done blending, I'll go ahead and pour this in my pan. First of all, I drizzle in a little bit of vegetable oil so it doesn't burn at the bottom. And I'll slightly cover this up and let it simmer while we go take care of the snail. So this is the snail that I'll be using. So it came in this pack. I bought it just the way they are. I've used half of it to make my delicious okase native soup. So this, I bought this for 85. It's $38.55. It's pretty much like expensive here. Yeah, buying this in the US is very expensive. That little pack is like $38.55. Yeah, almost $40 for that little stuff. Anyway, when you live outside Nigeria and you start eating African food, buying African stuff, they are pretty very expensive. Yeah, if I'm in Nigeria, I can imagine how much snail I can get for about $40. I can imagine how much snails I can get for that amount. But here, you know, these are pretty much expensive, but what can I do? So I'll go ahead and cut this up into two, like the way I'm cutting it now, not all the way into two. Okay, but if I have those big ones, some of them are really big, so I cut them into two or even into three, depend on how big it is. Some of them are very big. Okay, all right guys, so once I'm done cutting all this stuff, the next step is to wash the snail. So we use this alum to wash the snail, or you can use lime, or you can even use gari or salt. There are so many ways you can wash your snail, but this snail is already washed in the pack. Before I bought it, or when I bought it, it was already washed. So but I'm just showing you guys, if it was not washed, you use the alum this way to just rub off all the sliminess, because it can be very slimy. So use the alum to clean it up very well. So like I said, this one is already washed. So I'll go ahead and rinse everything up, and I will set that aside. So meanwhile, let's go check on the tomatoes that we were steaming. So once I'm done cleaning up my snail, I'm checking up on the tomatoes. It's dry at this point. I'll go ahead and scoop that out in a bowl and just go ahead and pour in the snail. I don't think I need to wash the pot right now. Of course, I just used it. There's no need of washing, right? So I'll add in some onions, some chicken flavor bouillon, a little bit of Cameroon pepper, one stock cube. Okay, then I'll go ahead and add some salt to taste, then add a little bit of water. I wouldn't say a little bit, add enough water to enable the stuff to cook until it becomes a little bit soft. Yeah, just put water to level up to the level of the snail. Okay, yeah, so I'll cover this and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes until the snail becomes soft. So I'm also gonna go ahead and add in some thyme to facilitate the cooking time, okay, because the thyme helps in softening it up faster. So here I have got the cow head. If you guys remember when I made my cow head nkwobi, so I did not use all of them. I saved half of it, and this is it, the half of it that I saved, and it's still a little kind of much, so I'm not going to be using all of it at this point as well. I will take as much as I want, then the rest of them I'll put it back inside the Ziploc and return it back in my freezer. Probably I'll be using this again for another little cow head nkwobi just for me and my husband. So for now, I'll go ahead and check on my snail. It should be ready or close to being ready. So once it's ready, I went ahead and add the cow head to warm it up because it just came out of the freezer. It's pretty cold. So I pour that in there and let it simmer for like 2 to 3 minutes just to heat it up. Okay, you guys know that the cow head is already cooked, so there is no need of overcooking it. So once it's warm enough right there, I'll go ahead and stir that up and I will set it aside. Okay, then the next step is to start cooking the stew. Since our meat is ready, add in vegetable oil and added some onions and the tomatoes and the pepper and all the stuff that I steamed dry. Okay, so when I added the onions, I did not realize my camera was off. I didn't turn it on. Okay, so but I didn't do anything much. It just adding the oil and the onions. That's it. So I'll go ahead and fry this for a couple minutes. And the next I'll be adding some tomatoes. I'm using 1/8 ounces of tomato paste. Yes, 1 tin of tomato paste. And here I've got some seasoning, and you can use any seasoning of your choice, but right here I got some curry, ginger, garlic, chicken flavor bouillon, parsley, basil, thyme, and adobo seasoning. These are the mixture of seasoning that I have combined together. So use any seasoning of your choice. Okay, I'll also be adding naan cube. Then I will mix everything up very well, and I'll go ahead and add in the snail and the cow head without the stock. I remove the stock at this point. So I'll stir everything up very well, and I'll cover that to simmer to have all the seasoning penetrate inside the snail and the cow head. So after 2-3 minutes of letting it simmer for a while, then I'll go ahead and pour in the stock right now. And I will stir everything up very well until they are well mixed and combined. And I'll add onions, freshly chopped onions, sliced up onions. I'll add that in, and I will let it simmer while I go get some fresh basil. So right here outside my backyard in my garden, I'll go ahead and cut up some basil leaf. So I always harvest this, like once I'm done getting the amount that I need, then later on today I will harvest the rest of them and I'll put them in my Ziploc in my freezer and use them whenever I feel like using them. So we're right back. After washing them, I cut them up and I'll go ahead and add them inside the sauce, inside the stew. And this smells so good. If you have not smelled fresh basil before, oh my god, it smells so amazing. It smells like fresh curry leaves. Yes, that's close to like how it smells. So this is it. We are done. We are done. So guys, this is the recipe for today. If you're new to this channel, you're welcome to my channel. Please do not forget to subscribe, turn your notification bell on, give this video a thumbs up and share. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for your love. I do appreciate all your support. I will see you guys on my next one. Stay blessed and stay safe. Bye bye.